It is worth mentioning that yet again the ghost has inserted himself into Australian politics. But before we get into that, while Australia is fighting a fire crisis, it is not the first time, it is not the last. It is not the worst, but it is bloody difficult. And I want to send strength and love to everyone who is in this fire's path, and I want to say thank you to everyone who has been fighting these fires for weeks. I get how tired you are, but the amount of how good we are at fighting fires has been lost because the public discussion is about why fires happen. Well, of course, bushfires are started by human beings. Why fires get worse? Well, whether that's climate change or anything else. We don't spend enough time thanking the people who fight the fires, and I don't just blindly do that to change the subject or give you a dose of whataboutism. But we need to really pay tribute to the technology, the tenacity and the smarts that mean so few properties are being lost compared to these types of fires that even 10 years ago would have taken hundreds of houses from us and even more lives. So if you are one of those who wear the yellow jackets, or you're the people who take care of them when they come home from work, or you're a boss that lets them have the time off work, or you're one of the brass that's sitting around looking at the maps where to put people, thank you. But let's get to the ghost. So the ghost, yet again, for the 712th time it feels in the past couple of weeks, has reinserted himself into Australian politics. Now, he ain't going to go anywhere, and just because he says something doesn't always mean that it's going to be headline news. But as you've seen, rather than the tweets of support and thanks, the congratulations about the innovation that is being used to fight these fires differently every single summer, this was the crap that we got a couple of days ago while, again, serving the gods of Instagram and Twitter. I've flown back into Sydney many times, but never to a site like this. The reality of climate change. Hotter and drier means more fires. We have to accelerate the move to zero emission energy, which of course wasn't his policy as Prime Minister, never forget that, never his policy as Prime Minister. And it will mean a safer planet for our children and more affordable energy. Well, there's plenty to pull apart in all of that. But if anyone wants to tweet and scream at the sky, but never, ever praises those who fight the fires, then you know that they don't care about the fires. The fires are just a thing that they point to make their wider point. Now, those that pay half attention to this program will try to say, well, there he is finding excuses to pretend it's not climate change. Listen to what I actually say. There may well be an argument about the winds being stronger, the temperatures being hotter, or the planet being drier. But you can't make up why bushfires happen. Why they happen is because of human beings. 85% are lit by human beings, either by accident or half of all of the fires that burn are burnt because people deliberately choose to do so. That's always the fact. And I would like us to spend as much time as we talk about a blood-red sun that Sydney and much of New South Wales has been saying for some time, to actually spend the same rage about why do people like the damn things and what can we do to change that behaviour. One of the conversations we endlessly have all this decade has been about changing people's behaviour. Of course, at times that gets way out of hand and really stupid. Like the videos where Daniel Andrews is trying to make you feel guilty about accidentally noticing a stranger on a tram, or Tumsud Pomasan, who wanted to pretend that people aren't being picked up in cabs or not allowed to go in lifts because of the colour of their skin. But then there are changes in behaviour where we don't drink drive as much as we used to, we don't speed as much as we used to, and we certainly don't smoke as much as we used to. Now, I may be guilty of the last one of those, but we can change behaviours. So why can't we change the behaviour of those who start these freaking fires?